Kent Corporation provides the industry's leading solutions for eliminating the rethread of coil-fed processing lines. In the area of light to medium gauge applications, Kent offers the Model 10135 PMA portable shear and end welder. The PMA has a material capability that ranges from a minimum 1/2 inch wide by 12 thousandths of an inch thick to a maximum 10 inches wide by 135 thousandths of an inch thick. Here we'll demonstrate the combination of standard and exclusive features that make the 10135 PMA the optimum choice for quick, easy, and consistent end welding operations. Portability means that this welder can easily be brought in and out of line with its associated process. It can be moved on a track or directly on the shop floor. All Kent portables feature a dedicated floor lock with a solid flat rubber surface that has direct contact with the floor, as opposed to point contact locks that rely on the support of a single caster. The Kent floor lock guarantees a steadfast position throughout the end joining operation. The process of establishing a continuous material supply begins with preparation of both coil ends at the shear. Kent's shear is a 3-blade design with 2 stationary upper blades and a lower knife blade that cuts in the upward direction. This motion cuts out a section of scrap metal that is conveniently deposited into a collection bin. The 3-blade shear design channels all distortion into the scrap piece, as opposed to a scissor shear, which deforms both ends of the cut material. Cutting in the upward direction also places any resulting burr on top of the material surface, which helps to establish an arc when welding. The shear clamp's pressure pads secure the material very close to the blades, assuring an even square cut. The shear and clamps are powered by either an 8-inch or 10-inch diameter air cylinder to best suit applications. Hydraulic cylinders are also available for use with heavier gauges. Access to the shearing components is achieved by removing the outer case panels, which involves a minimum number of fasteners. The top stationary shear blades are reversible and made of D2 steel for better shock and wear resistance. They require less maintenance and have a longer life than conventional blades. The lower knife blade is also easily removed for sharpening. The PMA can shear and weld a standard square end or at a biased 15 or 45 degree angle. Bias joining creates a stronger weld, one with increased pull strength. The angled weld seam also offers less resistance and passes more smoothly through feed mechanisms and roll tooling. Changing from a square to biased process simply requires installation of the appropriate edge guides on the shear and weld entry clamps. With the shearing operation complete, the next requirement is to align the lead and tail ends on the center line of the torch in the weld area. Kent's developed method for this task applies a removable solid steel positive gauge bar. The indexing feature on the bar uses the side edge of the welder's housing as an alignment feature, assuring that the strips meet precisely and consistently at the torch center line. Once the initial strip has been clamped, its own centered edge is used as the alignment feature for the opposing strip. Kent has tested the use of split elevated backup bars as an alignment feature and discovered a number of flaws with that method. For one, a movable gauge can become loose and not align the strip in the exact same location each time. Also, with the material being continuously butted against them, the weld coppers are more prone to premature wear and deformities. The Kent removable solid steel gauge bar provides steady precision guiding for easy and consistent edge-to-edge alignment, and it assures longer life to the weld backup bars. Kent's exclusive backup bar design provides a solid continuous groove beneath the weld seam. This allows the inert gas to form a pocket below the weld puddle. Split backup bars have greater potential for allowing air to seep through, contaminating the weld area. The solid relief groove design also allows Kent to implement an optional feature called gas backup. Supplement gas is channeled through the backup bar and introduced to the weld area through a series of small holes for an adjustable, even gas backup. This option has been made available for certain specialized material applications. The Kent backup bars are also reversible, which doubles their usable lifespan. Kent can provide the conventional split elevated backup bar design, however it has the undesirable effect of allowing oxygen to seep up from the seam and into the weld puddle, a problem compounded by the negative effects of using the backup bars as an alignment tool as just previously examined. Kent offers a full range of clamping options on the 10135 PMA. Manual, pneumatic, or hydraulic systems are available to best meet the requirements of specific applications. For details on the exclusive light gauge metal clamp design, see the video on Kent's Model C21DC. The manual clamp design offered by Kent is by far the best method for welding strips under 15,000 7-inch thick, with the capability of working with material as thin as 5,000 7-inch thick. The Kent air clamps are operated by manual finger valves which are mounted on reversed sides. That is, for example, with the right valve operating the left clamp. This allows the operator to easily position the strip with one hand and maintain a clear square view of the weld area, while keeping the opposing hand in a very natural and comfortable position to activate the clamp. The pneumatic clamps are operated by 2-inch diameter cylinders which apply approximately 55% more clamping force than the previously used 1.5-inch cylinders. On heavier gauge material where 2 hands are required to position the strip, hydraulic clamps are preferred by Kent and its customers. The hydraulic option will increase the applied force by an additional 600%. The hydraulic clamp switches are conveniently located on either side of the shear pedal for quick and easy foot activation. The electronic switch is triggered once to close the clamps and a second time to open them. This operator-friendly process eliminates the use of an awkward toggle-type foot-operated switch. Kent Corporation has integrated a sliding wedge design as a standard to clamp the material in the weld area. The wedge-style clamp applies equal pressure throughout the whole 10 or 15-inch weld surface area. This provides an even heat sink throughout the surface area for flawless TIG welds, and it eliminates hard spots. It also allows you to weld narrow widths without having to put a section of parent metal at the front end to prevent the clamps from caulking. The wedge-style clamps automatically adjust to different material thickness, and unlike toggle clamps which are more prone to mechanical failure, the wedge clamps are maintenance-free. All valves and hoses are conveniently located at the front of the machine for easy access, while the handle and guard combination protects these components from the strip and other external hazards. With the lead and trailing ends properly clamped, the materials are ready for the welding operation. Initiating the process has been simplified by integrating the purge command into the start button. Pressing the start button will purge gas briefly and then automatically start the weld cycle. The weld torch is driven by a threadless rod design. Its spring-loaded bearings are set on a helix angle to act as a thread. There is absolutely no backlash or play in the drive mechanism to assure perfect starting and stopping of the torch. The threadless rod is totally maintenance-free and does not require any guarding. This allows the operator to clearly see the setup for easy strip positioning. This drive mechanism is proven to be the preferred method by operators in the field. The weld is started at the front edge of the strip where the beginning of the weld seam can be clearly observed. When repeating the same width, a locked position collar allows the operator to simply pull the torch forward to the positive stop position. When finished, the weld torch hits a stationary limit switch at the back edge, and a dynamic brake assures that the weld is extinguished in the exact same location to eliminate edge burnouts. A fine-tuning vernier adjustment screw on the torch allows for adjustment to within a few thousandths of an inch. The elimination of movable cams or switches allows for much easier edge control. Also, Kent's quarter-horsepower motor drive is equipped with a uniquely designed electrical circuit that prohibits high-frequency operation from affecting the torch drive mechanism. Removal and installation of the tungsten tip is achieved by simply rotating the collet screw on the end of the rod. A convenient height gauge on the machine assures the correct cup-to-tip distance when tightening the position of the rod. The torch simply drops into place in the holder, its position defined by an indexing pin. Spring-loaded horizontal and vertical adjustments are included to set the exact position of the tip in relation to the material surface. Kent Corporation always uses the best weld power to suit each application to be sure you get consistent high-quality welds. All Kent base models have voltage compensation to assure repeatable consistent output amperage. All base units also feature a 175 amp power source that provides both AC and DC operation, again to best suit each application. All available power supply options also support stick welding. Standard units go down to a 12 amp minimum for accurate output and arc stability when welding light gauge material. For materials under 15 thousandths of an inch thick, inverter weld powers with 4 amp minimum capabilities are available and commonly used. A pulse option is also available, which allows the amperage to alternate from high to low at preset intervals per second. This heats the weld puddle less and is commonly used with light gauge steel to prevent blow-through holes and to keep the material from pooling. All electrical panels that have a supply of 110 volts or higher are equipped with a toggle switch fuse disconnect for added safety. Kent has designed easy troubleshooting and maintenance into all of its control circuit components. Either a small, inexpensive PLC or Kent's own plug-in circuit board is used to simplify testing and replacement. CE certified cabinets are also available. Kent can supply an optional grinder mounted to the PMA, which features a diamond grinding wheel. This is what should be used for a tungsten tip, not a standard stone grind wheel. Secondly, the Kent grinder is equipped with a jig that guarantees the proper tip angle. What is sometimes not realized is that grinding the tip down at a random approximated angle can result in an unstable arc. An air hose can also be supplied on the grinder to assist in cleanup and maintenance. A fume extractor is also available to collect weld fumes and dust to ensure a clean environment, recommended for coated materials and alloys with toxic fumes. Other options include a fifth wheel attachment that allows for easy movement of the welder around the shop floor, ideal for when the welder is being used on more than one line. Also available, an indexing subbase that provides cylinder-driven placement of the welder. This enables the operator to hold a heavy strip in position while the welder is indexed into the strip. An optional limit switch can also be connected to the line's emergency stop so the line can't start until the welder is out of the way. Total procedure time is between 30 to 45 seconds, plus weld time, which can be 15 to 40 inches per minute depending on material thickness. The machine can be installed and ready for use in only 1 hour using standard plant electric and air supplies. Kent can provide a number of ways to see their coil and joining systems firsthand. With over 1,000 portables and 1,600 total welders in the field, an inline demonstration in a customer's plant can most likely be arranged. Or if you are in or near the Ohio area, or within the neighboring states, an in-house demonstration can also be arranged. 30-day machine trials are also available. By eliminating the need to continuously rethread your coil-fed processing line, the 10135 PMA will reduce downtime, scrap, tooling damage, and it will eliminate potential safety hazards. Plus, Kent's coil and joining welders are the most dependable that the industry has to offer. Recently, during a 1-year period, customers' incidents that required warranty-based services were limited to 0.1%. The 10135 PMA is one of Kent's many coil and joining designs that provide tough, continuous, reliable performance for your investment dollar.